Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays I do my Q&A video where basically I answer your questions. This week, actually, really great questions. I'm really excited about some of these questions. I'm going to be showing some pre-code horror stuff, some great buys from the Golden Age. I'm going to be showing some Canadian stuff, and some really kind of great questions asked. So stay tuned for all that. But to start off, the very first question is from XX Gant ZZXXX. So crazy name, but that's his name, and I'll go with it. So it's what would be 5 entry-level comics from the Golden Age that you would recommend to somebody who is just starting their collection, and why? Okay, so I picked some really great ones. And these ones I think are kind of really good because they kind of are gateway drugs, I would say, if that makes sense. They're like sort of ones that kind of get you into other things. So the first one to me is like kind of a no-brainer. It's where I started collecting comics. It's Disney. So I'm going to show you, like, all these kind of have a bit of a SOTI theme to them, but because I grabbed them from my SOTI collection. But this is Bugs Bunny. This is Dell 4-color 250. Now, this is a cheap book, like 20 bucks. And this was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent. It's a great Bugs Bunny cover. Just a really great book. And, you know, it's affordable. So my point is, like, this is not Disney per se, but Disney and these cartoon related ones, this is Looney Tunes, are fairly affordable. And Dell 4-color is really what I was trying to get at. Very affordable series, lots of Golden Age books, but it gets you into so many other things. It's a sort of a gateway to other comics. And so this is the first one I'd recommend, Dell 4-color. So this is Dell 4-color 350, I believe, or 250. And lots of great comics in that run. Some are more expensive based on, you know, first appearances and stuff like that, but it is a good run, and it's a good way to get a sort of a taste of affordable books from the Golden Age. Another series that this is another one from my SOTI collection, but I could have grabbed others, but I thought this was a good one, is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is way underrated. Was at the time in the Golden Age, Captain Marvel was as big or bigger than Superman. So it just, you know, it's one of those ones that he's sort of coming back, you know, with the Black Adam movie coming out and the Captain Marvel 2 coming out, or Shazam 2, I should say. But he's coming back. And these books are still relatively affordable. They're good ones for people that like superheroes. So I gave you sort of the cartoons. Now I'm giving you the superhero stories. So this is a great Golden Age book that you can pick up. I think I paid 50 bucks for this. You know, it's one that was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent because of the decapitation. So, you know, it's kind of a cool book. But you can pick up various issues from Captain Marvel fairly affordably. So good run to look for. And ones that have that potential to grow as well. So that's what's really great. The next one I'm going to show you is Fight Comics. Again, I'm trying to pick books that are entry level, that kind of get you into other things. This is Fight Comics. This is a great jungle kind of one. I could have picked anything from Fiction House. Fiction House has some really great titles. So there's Fight Comics, there's Jumbo Comics, there's Jungle Comics, Jumbo and Jungle, okay? And then there's Planet Comics, Wings, Fight Comics. These are all from Fiction House. Now, Fiction House had some really brilliant artists. This is Maurice Whitman. And it's just a really great run of books. Like Fight Comics had a lot of really amazing covers. And if you get into collecting Fight, you can sort of get into collecting other Fiction House titles. And you really get a sense of some of the brilliant artwork that was done in the Golden Age. So this is my number 2 choice. And I like to pick series that most people kind of glance over, not really focus on. This is a series that I like personally, and it's one that's very undervalued, underappreciated. It's Mopsy. And it's just like, it's just sort of like a lot of good girl stuff, kind of like Archie spin-off or rip-off. It's early 40s. I believe this is from late 40s, I should say. So yeah, so just, kind of a cool little run, that, like, I think it was like 50 issues or something. I'm not sure how many issues it was, but, Mopsy is a good title that you can pick up anywhere from $50 to $100 per comic. And it's fun reading. It's good girl art plus a bit of that Archie element to it, like with humor. Another series that I really like and that I've been trying to pick up, and you can pick these up from anywhere from $10 on the low end up to like around $100. They're not really expensive, is my point. This is Nyoka, and Nyoka is just a really great series. It's female superhero, not superhero, but heroine. And she just goes on little adventures and stuff in the jungles and searching for treasure and stuff like that. So it's a fun series. It's one that, again, with this kind of series, you can sort of get into other related jungle kind of related ones, because a lot of these 40s to 50s would have a lot of jungle themes. There was a lot of jungle related comics at that time, and they had some pretty great good girl art covers. If you're not familiar with good girl art covers, it just means that it's usually a girl who looks well drawn, just pretty sexy, kind of maybe sometimes a little bit innocent looking, but sexy at the same point. So these are another great series that you can pick up very affordably. So these are all good ones to get that taste of the Golden Age, and really, realize that maybe the Golden Age isn't as intimidating as people kind of think it is. Like when I first started collecting Golden Age, I thought, oh, it's going to be thousands of dollars per book, and it really isn't. There's a lot of books that you can pick up that are very, very affordable, and those are all good examples of that. Okay, so the next one is from my friend Keston. Keston's Old School Comic Books. Crime Reporter #2 is great. Question for you. Among all your books, which do you think are the most underrated? Well, I kind of mentioned it in there a bit. Both Captain Marvel, all the Captain Marvel stuff, totally underrated. Totally underrated, but I do believe he's going to get some respect as both Black Adam movie comes out and the next Shazam movie come out. But some of the other ones that I think are underrated were in that first group of 5 that I showed. But another group that I think are underrated is a couple series that I like. I like certain ones that I think are really cool. I think Bullet Man is really cool. I really enjoy Bullet Man. They have some Macro Boy covers, so some really great covers, and frankly, I think they're a little bit underrated. I think Disney as a whole is underrated in the Golden Age. You can pick up some really amazing Disney books for very affordable. I think because one of the things with the Disney ones is they were generally mass printed, like very large print runs. And they didn't suffer the way a lot of the Precode horror or other books from the Golden Age suffered, that they got destroyed. Like there was a huge amount of destruction when it came to the end of the Golden Age. And the Disney books kind of were spared that because they just weren't seen as having that corruption effect. So they were kind of spared. So there's a lot more of them out there. But I really do believe that if you can find like sort of the higher grade ones, like above a 6.0, I think those are actually undervalued, and there's some potential there. So I really do think that, you know, the Disney stuff is totally underrated. Like when I went to the Canadian Comic Con and I was showing some kind of cool Disney books that I had just happened to have duplicates of. Uh, Nobody was interested, even though I knew that these are like rare books that actually have key first appearance. Still, not much interest from the vendors for them. I just think that there's just not the marketplace yet. You know, it's one of those things where they were hot about 2-3 years ago. Actually, a lot of the Disney stuff was hot. It's kind of fallen out of favor again. And I think it's one of those things where the prices have sort of slumped a bit on the Disney stuff. And I think there's room to come back. I think it's one of those things that they're totally underrated. So that's kind of my recommendation. The Disney stuff, the Captain Marvel stuff, some of the books that I mentioned earlier. Next one is from Sindicato Megalito. Metal Okay, I'm trying my best to pronounce people's names correctly. Okay, do you have any Golden Age multiple cover comics? If so, how many? Your favorite one and your most expensive one? Thank you. I do not have any duplicate cover, like where, you know, sometimes when they print the books, what they'll do is sometimes like the covers will stick, and when they put them onto the rest of the comic, and you get a double cover. I don't have any of those. You know, it does happen, and there are books out there that are like that, but I don't have any in my collection, sadly. And not even just Golden Age ones, but even modern age ones. I don't have any double covers. So sorry, can't show anything there. Yeah, if you want to send me a double cover, I will gladly appreciate adding it to my collection. Okay, but I don't have any in my collection now. Brian Smith wrote, do you collect any great Canadian wartime comics, often called Canadian Whites, although some are colored? Do you have a copy of WECA? Comic Price Guide, a sort of Canadian Overstreet. I do not have a copy of WECA. WECA or WECA. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I didn't even hear about it until you mentioned it, so I don't know about that one. But I've been sort of dabbling in Canadian Whites and Bell Features. Actually, I have a cool Bell Features coming soon. But I'll show you the very small, very, very small collection of Canadian Whites that I do have. For those people that are not familiar with Canadian Whites, during the war, there was a paper shortage. Basically a trade embargo that happened between Canada and the United States. And there was also paper shortages as well. But the main thing was that there was a trade embargo for comics coming from the US into Canada. So they just didn't allow any comics from the US to come into Canada. And so we basically in Canada had to come up with our own comic industry. Now, Bell Features and Anglo-American comics would get the rights to some of the US stories, and they would bring them here. So, for example, Anglo-American comics had the right to Fawcett stuff. So this is an example of that. This is an example of a Canadian White. The reason they were called Canadian Whites is they would be black and white in the inside. So that's why they were called Canadian Whites. So yeah, this is kind of a cool Captain Marvel cover. And one that I just recently got, and I did an unboxing earlier, was this one. I really love this one. This is Wiz Comics, number 6, and it's there's only one on the census. This is the only one that's known to exist. So it just shows you how rare these Canadian Whites are. They're probably out there, and there's probably other copies of this, but they're just extremely rare. The paper quality is very, very thin. It's just really, really poor quality paper, and they just disintegrate over time. So these are some examples of the Canadian Whites I have in my collection. This very, very rare. and sadly the condition doesn't really hold up over time. I have seen some higher grade ones, but they command big money. So because it's hard to keep. It was hard to keep them in that high grade. So that's my Canadian white collection. I hope that was good. I'm getting some others. There's actually going to be another unboxing in a few weeks where I will be unboxing some Canadian whites. So yeah, look forward to that. Okay, next question is from Lady Pop Hunter. Can you show some of your horror comics? I'm a collector of horror comics and would love to see Precode and Silver Age comic books. Thanks. Okay, so I actually brought a ton of Precode horror just to show you some, because I was like kind of going through my collection and I was like, hey, this is a good horror title. This is a good horror title. And I'm gonna put that over here. And I brought like a ton, actually 2 big piles of Precode horror. Hopefully you'll enjoy them. So a lot of these came from my SOTI collection. I was just like kind of grabbing books from my SOTI collection. So a lot of these were mentioned in the Seduction of the Innocent, as well as being Precode horror. So they're doubly cool. So this is thing number 9. And it's just a great, almost reminds me of, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he's like carrying the woman into the sewers, and who knows what he's going to do with her. So that's kind of a cool cover, Precode horror. And then we got Strange Mysteries, nice skull cover and like all the different characters. And then we got some nice L.B. Cole Precode horror. This is Spook, Suspense Mystery, nice mummy cover. I like that one. And this one's actually super famous Precode horror. This is a Johnny Craig cover. This is Crime Suspense Stories, number 20, I believe. I always doubt myself. Yeah, number 20. I'm right. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. So this is the famous one that was mentioned in Seduction Isn't, where he's got the broken neck. It's just a really great hanging cover. These hanging ones or hanging paneled cover comics generally command a premium. So this one is quite the expensive book, actually, but very cool cover. And you can really see that his neck is broken. It's kind of crazy cover. Okay, and then we got another really great one. This is a lot of EC was Precode horror. So this is Crime Suspense Stories number 19. And it's like the choking under the water one. Yeah, it's kind of a great cover. That's Al Felstein. Then we got Black Witch Mystery. This is another hanging cover. It's the witch. I think she's also getting burned at the stake. She's like hanging there. So that's kind of cool. And then we got another Black Cat Mystery. This is another one with the big brute, and he's like, I don't know what he's doing with the kids, but he looks like he's actually protecting the kids. And there's like people in the flames and stuff. Kind of a crazy cover. And then we got Beware. It's a nice, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Sci-fi, because you got the kind of monster and the woman and the man basically at the beach or something and being attacked by this weird crab monster, or I don't know what kind of monster it is, but looks kind of like a crab monster. And we got Haunt of Fear. So a lot of these are EC. This one's actually kind of a key issue because it's Seduction of the Innocent, but it's also the origin for the main narrators for EC Comics. So this is Haunt of Fear number 17. This is one of those ones where there's actually 2 Haunt of Fears at number 17. They did some weird numbering issue as well. So that's kind of a cool thing about this book. And it's a skull cover too. In the Precode horror stuff, a lot of skull covers command extra money. So something to look for. And then we got Web of Evil, another skull cover. And it's a boat cover. I might need this for later. Somebody asked me about boat covers, so this is a boat cover, and it's a great skull cover. And then we got Chamber of Chills. Nice skeleton cover. Another thing that commands big money in the Golden Age is skeleton covers, bondage covers. This has all of that. So it's just a really great cover. Chamber of Chills, number 7. And this is another one that was mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent. And then we got, I think this is a Bernard Bailey. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is Beware, number 6. It's kind of a cool zombie cover where he's coming out of the ground. Skeleton, kind of like thing. Girl in the red dress. That's another cliche from the Golden Age, that there's always a woman in peril that's wearing a red dress. I don't know why, but always that girl in the red dress. So that's kind of funny, part of the Golden Age. And then we got another great one. This is Eerie Adventures, number 1. And it's like, you know, the woman chained to the chess set and forced to play chess against this like skeleton creature. And we got A Witch's Tales, number 20. It's another classic horror cover with the skeleton hands and a skull ghost, I guess. We got, this one's in really low grade, but this is Tales of Horror, number 6. So nice. Girl in the bottle, again, wearing the red dress. Always in trouble. Okay, and then we got this kind of like vampire-like guy with the big long nails and big long teeth and big long ears. Just an interesting character. So that's that one. Then I brought some other stuff, just to like some more Precode horror that's kind of cool. I'm really a big fan of Phantom Stranger. So this is Phantom Stranger number 3, I believe, or number 5. Yeah. So just a really great cover with the roller coaster and the ghoul, like, you know, kind of saying "come here" as they go off the roller coaster, and it's their cart is number 13. So lots of really great horror elements there. And then we got, this is a series that had some really great covers. This is Punch Comics. It's got that skeleton hand and she's getting dropped into the grave, and just a really great classic horror style cover with the, you know, a lot of these grave ones, you know, like there's so many grave ones that are in the Golden Age, and this is kind of one of those. Punch Comics, number 13. And I brought a ton. Maybe I brought too much, but hopefully you'll enjoy all these. This is actually a series that, you know, you can pick up some of the issues from this fairly affordably. This is Eerie, number 17. It's just a really great good girl plus horror element to it. So I think it's quite good. And nice skull cover too. And then we got another Eerie. I like my Eerie's. I'm trying to get the whole set actually. Eerie. This is Eerie number 13. You got a whole bunch of skulls. This one has a crazy number of skulls on it. So that's Eerie 13. And then this one is a series that is really popular. I just recently finished this one a while ago, like maybe a few months ago, where I got the whole set. This is Ghost Comics. This is sort of the most popular cover from the Ghost Comics series. Again, the girl in the red dress in bondage. You got this sort of hunchback guy, maybe torturing her. I don't know what he's doing to her. And and then the hero in the background trying to rescue her. I believe this is a Maurice Whitman cover. Nice, good artist and great cover. That's Ghost Comics number 6. And then we got another series. This is a very affordable series. Is Nightmare, and just has some really, you know, crazy bondage thing going on. It's an Edgar Allan Poe story. Does it say that? I believe. No, it doesn't say it. Oh yeah, Edgar Allan Poe story. Okay, it does say it in the notes. So just a really great horror cover, and it's Joe Kubert. And then we got another really great series, Black Cat Mystery. Nice bondage cover and like a little gremlin dude, and like just a really great one. I just really like this one. This is Black Cat Mystery number 32. Nice, good girl art cover and horror mix. And my girl in the red dress again. We got to show some more of her. Here's a bondage one, and it looks like they're basically bricking her into this like thing where she's going to be kept forever and ever. So yeah, just a classic kind of situation. You know, the witch and the skulls and everything. So this is Witch's Tales number 6. It's a really great cover. And one more. And another, I showed a thing earlier. Here's another thing with a crazy monster guy on the cover. And the woman, again, being brought into the graveyard maybe by some ghoul. So this is thing number 16. Just a really great cover. Okay, so those are some... I tried to show a ton of Precode horror. Actually, I have a ton more. I've really built up my collection of Precode horror. I'm surprised how many I have nowadays. But I figure that's a good taste of Precode horror. Okay, so next is from Jay West. I noticed that you didn't have many I don't have many superhero boat covers. Inspired by your Vasa sunken ship story, what boat covers do you have? I imagine most are non-superhero. Well, I did show one kind of Precode horror boat cover, but I'm going to show some more boat covers. I really don't have that many, to tell you the truth. I was actually like, hey, I don't really have many boat covers. But there is this one, Justice Traps the Guilty. This is a boat cover. I don't know. And this is probably the best boat cover I have in terms of the boat. And then we got, here, I'll take some out of the plastic. This is kind of a cheat. This is Beyond. This is also Precode horror, Beyond 21. And you see the boats in the background. I'm not sure if you can see that. The sunken ships. But this is like more of a mermaid cover, but there are boats on it. It's a real stretch. But yeah, it was the best I could do there. And then some Silver Age, or maybe this is Bronze Age. Batman and Robin. This is the first modern appearance of Two-Face. And yeah, Neil Adams cover, boat, Batman tied to the boat. So this is both superhero and boat. So I thought you might like that. And this is a paddle boat. I hope it counts. This is Fight Comics number 41. I really like this one, actually. This is a great bondage cover. So Fight Comics number 41. And I showed this actually last week, but I'm going to show it again since it is boat. It's Nickel Comics number 1, and he's flying through the boat. So it's a great boat cover, and it's a superhero cover. So I try to give you some superhero feeling. So this is Nickel Comics number 1, first appearance of Bullet Man as well. So kind of fun stuff going on with that book. And last but not least, this is barely a boat. This is, you can tell it's a boat, but it's not really boat-like. But this is Torchy. I love this. Hey, if I'm going to show some cool, sexy girls, I might as well do it on a boat cover. So this is, she's on a boat, obviously. She's even wearing a sailor hat. And yeah, just a really great cover. But not really boat-like, more sexy girl-like. But it's the only one I could find. So this is Torchy number 4. So really strange how I couldn't find that many boat covers in my collection. So those were some of the ones I could find. There's probably a lot more. There's actually a Batman one that I was thinking about that has Batgirl on it. Batwoman, I should say. and I was debating about bringing that, but it's like having to dig it out. But there's really not that many boat covers. It's kind of strange, actually, thinking about it. Okay, so next question. Oh, actually, I might have to do. Okay, one sec. I'll have to think about how to do this one because I didn't bring the books. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one and then go to the last one here. Janet Bailey wrote, "Dear Alan, speaking of art, do you have any Sci-fi Wally Wood comics?" So I have 2 Sci-fi Wally Wood comics covers that he did. First is Weird Science number 19. This is a Wally Wood cover, kind of a bit of horror sci-fi, if that makes sense. Like skeleton guy in space and guy looking through the portal. And this is also a Seduction Innocent book. And possibly my favorite sci-fi cover of all time is a Wally Wood cover, which is Weird Science. This one is just a great classic cover with the aliens coming down with the bubble helmets. And this is Weird Science number 16. Just a really great, this is a classic cover. It's got all the elements. It was so popular of a cover that they actually created Mars attacks based on this cover. So this is kind of a major influential cover in terms of sci-fi and in terms of aliens, how aliens look. This is how most people imagine aliens to look. This kind of big bubble helmet and big head, and like, it's just such a great cover. I love this one. Okay, so the last question, and I'm wondering how I could do this without going too crazy about how to pick up the comics. I actually was thinking about this one and I didn't prepare the comics. Okay, so the last question, I'll read it and then I'm going to grab a box that's right there and then grab a bunch of books out of it. And you can see me grabbing books out of a box. So this will be fun. Okay, so this is from Polly76. I'm a big fan of Vampirella's Warren Publishing run, but I'm unfamiliar with anything after that. Can you show me some of your favorite non-Warren Vampirella covers? Thanks. Okay, so that's where I have to grab a box. Now, you bear with me. It's worth the wait of me grabbing the box and then bringing it back over here because I have some really great Vampirellas. So I was going to do this beforehand. Oh. And you can hear me kind of like, see, look, I'm grabbing a big box, putting it onto the floor, making a big crashing sound. My face is all flushed. This is heavy. This heavy box. Okay, and I'm gonna grab. Okay, I'm gonna look through and just quickly find some great Vampirellas. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, one sec here. I might grab it in 2 hands. Oh, it doesn't want me to grab it that easily. So I actually have a ton of Vampirellas that I can show, and this will be worth it. You'll see. One sec here. I'm going to grab another stack. There's some really great ones here. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm going to show some really amazing Vampirella covers. So when I buy Vampirella now in the modern age, I have a tendency of buying the variants because some of the variant covers are just brilliant. Really, really great. So right now, the newest series of Vampirella is produced by Dynamite. When Warren went out of business, the company that picked them up was Harris Comics, but they failed. They lasted for a few years and then they went out of business. And then Dynamite picked up the rights to Vampirella. And they produced some really amazing covers. And I'll show you some of them. So this is Vampirella. I'm not even sure what, like, because it's a virgin variant, I have no idea what series it's from, but it's just a great cover with the robots and Vampirella being herself, being very sexy. This is a Precode cover. Nice. As I said, I pick up a lot of the variants. So this is a virgin variant. Then I actually like the cosplay ones, so I have some cosplay ones. And you'll see how much I pay. I paid $12 minus, I get like a 20% discount, and that's Canadian. So roughly it works out to being like $6. So it's a pretty good deal. It's for a sexy cosplay cover. And then there was a series called that Dynamite did that was called Dark Powers. It's some pretty cool covers. And I do, as I said, I do like the cosplay ones. There's another cosplay one with the skulls in the background. So I actually pick up a lot of the cosplay ones. This is another cosplay. And I can show it. That's another, I think this is another Precode. Maybe, I'm not sure. Actually, it doesn't look like him, but maybe. Yeah, that was a Precode, actually. It was a Precode. I was right. Okay, this is just another one that I thought was really, really kind of sexy. They really have her with her wings and everything. And this is a Korean artist that I really like. These ones are quite a little bit more expensive, but really interesting. I have a bunch of them from the same artist. I collect anything he does the covers for, I'll pick up. They're sort of like exclusive variant covers. Kind of like them though. I'm a big Vampirella fan. She's like my #1 favorite character for all characters. I'm a big Vampirella fan. And this one, like, I want to really reach out to Princess of Comic Games. Like, it really looks like her. I really think this looks like her. So this is Vampirella's family special. Holiday special, I should say. I don't know. I just think it kind of looks like her. Just another YouTuber. This is another one that's kind of cool. It's a wraparound cover. I need to put one of the clear boards on the back because then I can show both sides. And here's more from that Korean artist. It's a really great cover. And this is some of my favorite. I really like these ones. It's sort of like where they, where they show it but not really show it. Like they don't do the lines and kind of negative space, I should say. That's what I was looking for. But I thought this one was really great. Just really well done. I like the way it's laid out. And then this is another one where the blood makes her, like, it kind of frames her. She would be invisible if it wasn't for the blood stains kind of idea. That's kind of cool. And this is an example of a Harris one. This is a really great cover. This is Adam Hughes. And it's like a nice wraparound cover. I put the clear board on it. And I got mine's actually signed, I think by the writer. That's kind of cool. Wait, is this Adam Hughes? Might not be Adam Hughes actually. But yeah, it's still a great cover. And then another Vampirella. So as I said, I really lately when I pick up Vampirella books, I always try to pick up the virgin variants. So, and I'm picking them up usually a little bit more than cover price because they are more expensive. And I also pick up all the Precodes. I really like Precode. And here's another kind of one of these variant covers. And this one I thought was kind of cool too. So yeah, so these are really, I actually have a ton more that I could have showed. I'm not sure if you want to watch a bit more. I'll show a bit more just for fun. This one I thought was pretty cool. Like dragons and stuff. So this is Vengeance of Vampirella, which is one of the more recent series. This is one I thought was kind of funny. I picked it up not because I think it's the greatest cover, but I thought it was kind of funny. It's like very pudgy Vampirella. So I thought this was kind of funny. A very pudgy, very voluptuous. How about that? That's better than saying pudgy, because she's not a bad looking girl. It's just she's a bit voluptuous. Just so this is Vampirella, Vengeance of Vampirella. And then this one was really cool, like piercing the guy through the eye socket, which is kind of crazy. That's almost golden age in its brutalness. And then we get some more Pirello. And then we got a great Hollywood holiday special one, like almost like a tentacle porn or something like that, but holiday edition. I think that's kind of funny. And then we got, I'm a big fan of steampunk. I kind of think this is kind of a little bit steampunk style. And there is actually a steampunk series for Vampirella. That's got some great covers. I have that elsewhere, not in this box. Some other Vampirella. I'm just quickly flipping through them. And one that I really like, I like sometimes the crossovers that are kind of cool. So this is a cool crossover with Stray Dogs. So I just thought this was kind of cute. And I'm going to show you two more. This is a really great cosplay one. Cosplay, great sexy cover. This was a limited edition. I think like 500 copies made or something like that. Just fairly rare. And then we got this one. This is like a Russ Myers kind of parody. Faster Vampirella Kill. So I thought that was kind of cute. So those are some of my Vampirellas. I have a ton, actually. Like I have like 2 boxes of Vampirellas. So that's just a very small taste of my Vampirella collection. So that is all the questions for this week. If you have a question for me, you can put it in the comments below and I'll try to do an answer that's exciting and fun and wonderful and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit long, but I wanted to show lots of fun stuff. So I hope people enjoy seeing all these books. So again, thank you for watching. Bye for now.